Here we go. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first 2022 Main Street Collective call. I'm so excited to see everybody again. It feels like a long time since we spoke, but ready to kick off the new year and learn some to help us build our businesses. So today's topic is going to be Reels Mean Deals, the power of short form content. We've got a great guest speaker here with us, Maddie Good from Crystal Media. And so I'll introduce her shortly. But before we dive into the topic today, for anyone who's new and visiting us for the first time, my name is Kate Giovanbattista. I'm the founder of Beyond Maine. Beyond Maine is a cooperative technology platform that connects community and commerce. So we focus on utilizing technology to further economic development and revitalization efforts in Main Streets and within our small businesses communities. So we help you create hyper-local online marketplaces to connect local residents or just residents that might be interested in shopping your locales and your unique small business community online. So if you want to connect with us or learn more, you can visit beyondmaine.com. You can apply to sell, or you can just sign up to shop to support local in an online setting. And I always like to kind of just, set the room for really why we're all here and why we choose to gather. And it's really just a few main reasons. We feel like we want to foster connection, collaboration, and help, gather insights that we're all seeing and experiencing to help further our businesses. We want to share learnings and, utilize those learnings to help us find opportunities and solve some of the more pressing problems that we might be experiencing. And also we want to collectively help shape the future of, our small business communities, as well as our local economies, and kind of, pave the way for create the future of how we want to shop small today and going forward. So a quick reminder of our agendas. We do always meet the second Tuesday of each month at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can always, if you want to mark your calendars and hold that time, we do always have a monthly session. And each topic is generally different, and there's always a learning element as well. We on occasion will mention macro and micro trends, and usually all the sessions will kind of in some way or shape kind of speak to those trends in ways we might be able to either leverage them or overcome challenges. We will share Beyond Maine insights and things that we are seeing in our local markets from our marketplace. And we are always joined by guest speakers like fabulous Maddie today. We'll leave time at the end for Q&A. So if you would like to kind of write your questions down, or you can even type them in the chat if you would like me to ask them of Maddie at the end, please feel free to do that. I'll be monitoring the chat for her, and we'll make sure we get your questions addressed and answered today. Some general reminders, if you've signed up for our retailer newsletters, you're probably familiar with our partner organizations and resources like Hello Alice Funding Center, the National Main Street Center's Main Street Online Tool.org site that we've developed, as well as a whole host of others. And we're continuing to grow our partnership through resources and other educational opportunities. So feel free to sign up for our newsletters, or you can always reference past ones to kind of see some of the latest updates from our partners to also find great tools to help you build your business. Some really great new platform features are coming soon on Beyond Maine. We're just waiting for Shopify to approve our app for syncing purposes. So pretty soon, if you're a Shopify-based store, you'll be able to sync your store with Beyond Maine for seamless inventory management and expansion of your sales channels. One actually question I would love to poll the group today with us on the call is, if you're actually have already identified maybe a challenge or a area that you'd like to learn more, or you feel like your small business community would like to learn more about, Please feel free to share it. You can either message me directly in the chat or email me at kate@beyondmain.com, or even just post it publicly to see what others might think. Would love to hear what you're struggling with in areas that you feel like you could use some support on this year to help you achieve your goals. So please feel free to offer suggestions as well. We still have spots on our calendar to fill, and we'd love to seek out experts that can directly help you with those challenges. And again, you can always reference our previous sessions as well as today's recording on our YouTube channel for playback and sharing. So I wanted to kind of kick this call off with some, downloading of what we saw from 2021. And I don't know if anyone follows Pink here on our call, but this was their Christmas card as a family. And I thought it was just, funny, haha, but also very symbolic of like what the last few years might have felt like, and the range of emotions that we all have likely gone through at some point over, 2021, or maybe any given year for that matter. But these were some of the key things that as we looked back on the year, what we felt like really stood out and where we want to focus as a company and as a technology platform that's supportive of small business to really help continue to build and leverage relationships and trust. And so these were really 6 things that we identified that we think are going to be important going into 2022 to expand upon and fine tune to help really drive business. And so one, the first one is social proof, and how does social proof really come into play for your business? That could be, online reviews, that could be, testimonials on your website, that could be, various newsletter highlights or, referral programs. So social proof is really something that we're looking at. How do we implement a sound social proof option that can help you build trust and engagement with users? This experience is really, I think, what helps generate that engagement for repeat purchase. And it's, converting someone online is very difficult. Of all online purchases, I think, or all online visitors, I think it's still at around 3 to 4% is considered like a good conversion rate. So we're still talking like very low, intent research, click views to actually purchases and conversions online as just a general online, sales results. But really where we see repeat happen and that average, customer, purchase going up is what happens post that experience, right? So taking a look at that post-purchase funnel and what that looks like for your business and also internally at ours is top kind of priority for us, and how we can continue to build engagement after the purchase has been made, and not just solely focused on that pre-funnel experience. Video boosts engagement. And so today I'm really happy that we're going to have Maddie talk to us about this specific one in general and how we can use short form content to really boost engagement and sales. And then, really product and people is your number one selling advantage. I think, your local residents know you, they understand, what your business is about. And how we highlight the products that you carry or the services that you offer, and to really elevate your buying experience, both in store, but also online, how that we can continue to fine tune and tweak that is going to be a key, I think, driver for 2022. Tracking initiatives and using data to help inform decisions is continuing, I think, to help us grow and change. What specific analytics have you looked at that are kind of informing your key performance indicators for your business? And then how are the initiatives that you're executing around it really driving those KPIs for you? So not just the action of, a marketing campaign or a loyalty program, but like really analyzing what are the results of that? And then how do we need to kind of maneuver through it? And what sorts of data analytic tools are you using? And then finally, with all of the changes that Apple has made, as well as I kind of growing frustration that many of us are experiencing with, advertising in the online space through social ads, I think it's becoming a little bit more difficult. So I feel like everyone's sort of in this in-between period of how do we look at diversifying our overall marketing programs and using email and even SMS marketing as more of a direct channel to continue engagement with our customers as in a way that we can control the conversation, the relationship a little bit more intimately than necessarily investing so heavily into social. So these are some areas that, we, as in looking back in 2021, felt like we're going to be really important to focus on for 2022. And we're going to look to develop our monthly sessions around a lot of these topics. But again, want to hear what you're working on or what you're struggling with and what you'd love help working on and towards. So with that, I want to introduce Maddie Grant of Crystal Media. Maddie is the retail social media strategist and Facebook and Instagram ads buyer at Crystal Media. So she wears a lot of hats. Not only does she develop, strategies, but she also implements and executes. So she's got a wealth of information to share with us. So please feel free to ask your questions at the end. But I'm really excited to hear what Maddie has to say around Reels means deals and the power of short form content. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Maddie. I'm going to stop share and I'll let you go ahead and share your screen.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kate. Just give me 1 second here to get my screen shared. Okay. Does everybody see my PowerPoint? Reels mean deals. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really excited to be here and to speak to you all. As Kate said, my name is Maddie. I am a retail social media strategist and Facebook and Instagram ads buyer with Crystal Media. I have been working with Crystal Media for over 2 years, and I have hands-on experience managing client accounts and ad campaigns. So all my clients are independent retailers, and I also help them to create strong social media strategies. So before I get started today, I just want to let you know that I will have a couple of resources for you at the end of this presentation. Today, we're talking about short form content, but there is so much more to social media. And we've created a 20-minute video that walks you through a posting process on how to create content for social media. I also will have an invitation for you to join the best marketing conference that is happening in 2022. It's happening in February, actually, very soon. It's hosted by us at Crystal Media. We did it last year and had raving reviews. So I will tell you more about that at the end. And I really hope you can attend because it's going to be awesome and really help you grow your business. So just diving right in, why are TikTok and Reels important? So go ahead and chat in for me and tell me, have you ever used TikTok and or Reels to market your business? I'm curious to see what everyone says. TikTok is definitely one of the fastest growing apps, and reach is where we're just seeing massive organic reach. So Kareem says, yes, both. That's awesome. If you are using both or either, I'm really glad to hear that you're using them. Nope, not using either. Never used TikTok. Okay, so maybe you've used Reels, both. Okay, so it sounds like we've got a little bit of a mix here. If no, I'm glad you're here. I hope that you're going to learn a lot today. I've definitely got some really good suggestions and tips and examples for you. And if so, I'm glad to hear it because these are the tools that are working the best. I mean, they are just super, super powerful. And that is why they're so important. On Instagram and TikTok, there are over 1 billion monthly active users. People are using these apps multiple times a day, every single day. Short form content is engaging, it helps build relationships, it tells good stories, and it exposes you to new people. So you're spending precious time posting, and we want to make sure that you're getting the most out of it. Right now, TikTok and Reels are where it's at. So I'll show you an example here. This is from Beard Brand. They are a men's beard oil company. I talk about them a lot because they really knock it out of the park. They built their business solely from Facebook and Instagram. So they started as e-com only. They do have a physical storefront now, but they went from zero to over $100,000 in sales strictly from Facebook and Instagram on their e-com store. So there is power in social media. It is the best marketing channel that a business can use today. So they started their Facebook page in around February of 2012. And these screenshots are recent. So you can see now that they have over 140,000 Facebook fans. They started their Instagram around the same time, and they have almost 200,000 followers on Instagram. But they didn't start their TikTok until April of 2020, and they already almost have 450,000 followers. So we're just seeing absolutely massive increase in reach and followers on TikTok. And it's going to be easier to grow your following on TikTok than it is on Facebook or Instagram. You can still grow on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're using advertising, then that will definitely help. But as far as organic growth, TikTok is where it's at. So Google adds in short form video carousel in selected search results. Google began testing a new carousel of short form video results, providing direct links to relevant TikTok and Instagram Reels video clips. The fact that Google is doing this tells me that this is where we're moving as far as the most dominant type of content for marketing. Imagine if you Googled something and you were taken to a reel or a TikTok instead of just a regular search result that took you to a web page. You're actually seeing that interactive content. It is more human, it's more engaging, and that can be really powerful. So when it comes to Reels, or when it comes to Instagram, Reels is definitely the tool to use for growth. So this is an example from one of our Crystal Media Insider members. We're always giving our Insider members challenges to push them to try new content. And in this case, we challenged them to do a Reel. So Shop Sentimental Journey, she posted this Reel showcasing her Nora Fleming minis. The reel was short and simple. It did have music in it, but she just very quickly kind of showed how to display this product. She did not pay at all for this. This is all free or organic reach. And you can see that she had over 104,000 views on this reel. And her Instagram followers, she only has just over 1,700. I could tell you that it is impossible to see this kind of reach on a regular image or video post. And that's because that people who don't follow you won't see those posts. And of the people who do follow you, still only a small percentage is seeing those posts. But with short form video content, anybody can see it. These posts are shown to anyone. And they don't have to follow you. So that's where we're really seeing that increased reach and discoverability. There are different types of short form content. We have TikTok, Facebook and Instagram Reels, Facebook and Instagram Stories. These are the three that we're going to be focusing on today. But there are also YouTube Shorts and Pinterest Idea Pins. Pinterest is best used if you sell online, and since many or all of you do, that could be a placement for you to consider as well. But today we're just going to focus on Instagram and TikTok. And I just want to point out that the fact that we have short form content on all of these major social media platforms just tells you how powerful of a tool it is, because it works so well. So I want to go over some common misunderstandings about Reels and TikTok. People say that it's hard to create short form content, and that's just not necessarily the case. You can film, edit, and post videos right through all the apps. So it's centralized, it's all in one place, and you don't have to have any professional experience or equipment to do so. People aren't using these apps to shop. That is false. People are using these apps to discover brands and to shop. In a recent survey, it found that 83% of people who use Instagram use it to discover new products and services. And TikTok is also looking to facilitate more shopping features in 2022. specifically with live stream selling in the app, as well as introducing TikTok shops. So people are absolutely shopping there and discovering new products. Coming up with content ideas for video is too hard. It happens to everybody. We do all get stuck in creative ruts, but there are an abundance of ideas out there. If you just open Instagram Reels or TikTok and scroll for a few minutes, I'm sure that you will find something on there that sparks your creativity. TikTok is just for kids. This is false. The largest age group on TikTok is 10 to 19, but almost 70% of users are over the age of 20. I have seen grandparents on TikTok, parents, I've seen kids on there as well. I've really seen all ages. So it's not just for kids, everybody uses it. TikTok is just dancing videos. This is also false. There is dancing on TikTok, but it has all sorts of videos, including educational, comedic, and storytelling. So as of October 2021, these were the world's most used social platforms. You can see it goes Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, WeChat, and TikTok. My prediction is that TikTok is going to be in the top 5, if not in the top 3 within the next year. I'll be curious to see. I do think it might surpass Instagram. I don't know that it will surpass Facebook or YouTube. I think that those will still stay at the top, but I do think that TikTok is going to join them. Again, it's a fast growing app, and short form content allows for businesses to tell more of an engaging story. Consumers enjoy watching it. So as a business owner, you need to be sure that you're showing up in that way. This is a question that we hear often at Crystal Media. How often should you post? In order to see success on any of these platforms, you need to be posting daily. When it comes to TikTok specifically, because it's new but fast growing, we're finding that brands, influencers, and marketers that are posting 4 to 7 times a day are rapidly growing in their following and reach. That might sound like a lot right now. You can try to build up to that level. Keep in mind that this is short form, bite-sized content, so your videos can be just a few seconds long. On TikTok, your videos could be up to 3 minutes long, and on Instagram, they can be up to 60 seconds. Generally, you should try to keep them under 60 seconds or less, but they can be as short as a few seconds. And again, it doesn't have to be professional. It doesn't have to be super polished right off the bat. Just want to make sure that you're starting somewhere, getting some content out there. So ideally you're posting daily, but if you are really trying to grow in 2022, then posting multiple times a day is going to be a good strategy. Now, obviously you will need to have a content strategy in place based on your SMART goals. And that's something that we have more training on for our insider members. And it's also touched on in the free training that I have for you at the end of this presentation. Let's talk about Instagram. Instagram announces that they are no longer a photo sharing app. This is a big deal. This is coming straight from the Instagram CEO, Adam Mosseri. He says they're going to focus on 4 key areas, including video, messaging, shopping, and creators. So these are all areas that you should be familiar with, but today we are just going to focus on video. Instagram is actually rolling out or testing giving users the option to open the app directly to stories or reels instead of to the main feed. So meaning when you open Instagram, it might look more like TikTok than it does right now with your regular image posts. I've also heard that they might be eventually retiring the image feed altogether. I'm not sure about that yet, but regardless, the fact that this is such a big focus for Instagram means that it should be a focus for you as well. Retailers used to love Instagram because it was easier than Facebook. They felt that Facebook had too many options. It was a little bit less user-friendly, kind of overwhelming. But Instagram was nice and straightforward. You just had one post option and it was an image and that was it. But that's just not the case anymore. You can see as of 2021, we now have posts, reels, stories, story highlights, IGTV video was removed in 2021, and now it's just Instagram video, lives and guides. So tons of different options on Instagram. Regardless of what platform you are considering using, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, are your perfect customer groups or your PCGs on that platform? So are they on Instagram? The main age group on Instagram is 18 to 34. So if your audience is 65 plus, Instagram might not be the place for you. You might have better success on Facebook, where more of that age demographic is spending their time. But even the 35 to 55-year-old age group is still rapidly growing on Instagram. So there is a good chance that your perfect customer is on there. On Instagram, you have two short form content types. You have Reels and you have Stories. So Stories disappear after 24 hours, and go ahead and chat in if you guys are using Stories. That feature has been around for a long time, so I imagine that many of you have. They disappear after 24 hours and they show up at the top of your newsfeed when you open the app. At least right now they do. Yes, using Stories, great. So yeah, as marketers, we want to make sure that we are showing up where people are consuming content, and Stories is one of those places. So Stories can be photos or videos, so that might make it a little bit easier to post daily, as opposed to Reels, where you have to make a little bit longer of a video. But there are a lot of different ways to showcase your products on Stories. You can use any of Instagram's tools. You can use templates. I have an example. This is from Shop Joe & Co. They are a women's clothing boutique. So they posted this story, a cute outfit for this cold weather. Yes, please. So kind of getting their viewer to imagine themselves using their products. And then the following slides are broken down with each product that's featured in that outfit. So you have the jacket and the shoes, and these are both linked to their website with this link sticker. This is really cool. Many of you probably know that previously you used to have 10,000 or more followers on Instagram in order to enable the swipe up feature, which allowed you to link your story to your website. But that's not the case anymore. It doesn't matter how many followers you have, you can still use this Instagram link sticker and link directly to your website. So that's great news for businesses. You can edit your Instagram stories within the app. There are lots of great filters and tools that you can use, and I'll show you some of those in a minute. But if you really want to elevate your game in 2022 and you're looking for more designs and templates, In Stories is a great app to use. There is a monthly fee, or it's $59 a year. But there are just tons of different templates you can use, and you can upload your brand colors so you can make it more personalized to your business as well. So there are so many different tools that you can use with Instagram Stories. I'm not going to go through all of these just for the sake of time, but if you guys want to take a picture of these slides, feel free if you're looking to see more of this breakdown. The point here is just to show you that all of the different things that you can do to keep your stories engaging. Keep in mind that stories can be posted to Facebook and Instagram simultaneously if your Facebook and Instagram accounts are synced up. And these stickers and GIFs will be active and available on both Facebook and Instagram when you add them. So for example, you have the Add Yours sticker. This one's relatively new. It allows viewers to reuse the same sticker. So you would type in a prompt for it, and then users can add their version of it to their story. We have Scale, Poll, and Quiz. So the poll is probably one of the easier ones for retailers to use. It's just yes or no questions. So you can use like this or that, love it or leave it, buy or pass. All of these things are going to help increase engagement on your stories. And when you're increasing engagement on your stories and posts, it's helping you perform better in the algorithm. And Instagram likes when accounts are using their tools, obviously, because they want you to keep using the app. So they do kind of tend to favor accounts that are using the features they have available. Here's an example of a poll. You can see Marrow Fine. They are a jeweler in San Diego. How would you stack our latest addition to our engagement ring collection? You have straight bands or mega bands, stack or sparkle. So it's a great way to show off some products and while also curating info from your audience. So as I mentioned, you have the link sticker, countdown. People can get reminders for an event or product launch, and support small business features. Facebook and Instagram have introduced many features since COVID, encouraging people to shop small and shop local. So that is really nice, and you can definitely take advantage of some of those features. So as you know by now, probably the best way to get organic reach on Instagram is through Reels. And when I say organic, I mean free. Reels show up to your non-followers, they get you in front of new people. Anna's Flowers is a longtime retailer of ours, and they do a really great job posting content. So they posted a reel about a sale that they were having, and you can see all of the comments that this reel got. So people asking questions about the sale. Another important thing is to make sure that you are responding to questions. Anna's does a great job of doing that. When you reply to comments on your post, that user will get a notification that you've replied. So it will then take them back to your video, and then you're getting more views on the video, more engagement on the video, which is all helping to boost your performance in the algorithm and thus exposing you to more people. So here is a Reels trend. One that's currently popular is transitions. So you can create transition videos by using the align tool. Essentially, you film one video, select the align tool, and then it creates kind of this holographic image of where your last video left off. And then you can start filming your next product or your next whatever it may be over top of this holographic image, so it creates a smooth transition. So I'll show you an example of what a finished product would look like. So you can see she just kind of claps her hands and it looks like she's changed outfits. Wouldn't that be nice if that was how it actually worked and it was that easy to get ready in the morning? But it is a super attention grabbing way to showcase your products. Another trend is showing what's stocked or new arrivals in your store. Native Poppy did a stop motion style video where they uploaded a bunch of individual photos to create a slideshow of the shelves being stocked. And I'll show you an example of that as well. So again, it's attention grabbing. It kind of stops the scroll. It makes people stop and watch, which is helping your engagement. Another trend is Instagram effects. So if you have scrolled through Reels or TikTok, you've probably seen different effects being used, whether it be like sometimes they'll give you like a flower crown or alter your face somehow. In this case, this reel was showcasing a product display, and there are hearts on that's the effect, is the hearts. This one might be a good one for you to use with Valentine's Day coming up. If you're ever scrolling Reels and you see an effect that you want to use, all you have to do is click the effect name in the bottom right corner, and it takes you to the effect page, which shows you other videos that have used that same effect, and it also gives you the option to try it out yourself. One that I really like is Instagram's green screen effect. We have an Instagram video on our Crystal Media Co. Instagram page that explains how to use it. But this one is cool because retailers can showcase their storefront, or they can take customer photos and kind of react to those in real time. Instagram collaboration. So this is a relatively new feature that allows two accounts to share the same post. It accumulates engagement from both accounts on a single post. So if there is another relevant local business in your area that you want to partner with, maybe you team up for some sort of contest on social media, or if you want to partner with a local influencer, you can use this feature and it will gain more exposure. So you are obviously, by this post being posted on both accounts, you are getting access to their audience. We have done some testing, and by far the posts that use the collaboration feature get the most exposure. They get more engagement, more reach than other posts, and they also have always generated followers from the other account as well. Okay, let's talk about TikTok now, switching gears a bit. This is where we are seeing just massive organic growth. Again, are your PCGs on TikTok? A lot of people think this is young, but it really is across all age groups. 40 plus isn't as big, but it is still a fast growing audience. I've seen grandmas on TikTok. It's almost an ageless app, so it's going to continue to grow. And TikTok is really good with their algorithm. So their algorithm is really good at showing you content that you are going to like. So it keeps people on the app longer, which helps from a marketing perspective. Crystal gave this presentation in Vegas, and she told me that she had somebody come up to her and he told her that his 72-year-old wife was on TikTok every single day and she loved it. So don't think that it's just for kids. A lot of ages are on it, and there's a good chance your audience is here as well. TikTok outpaces top social apps in hours per user. So TikTok ranked in the top 5 by time spent, and its average monthly time spent per user grew faster than nearly every other app analyzed. So not only is TikTok growing in the number of users, but it's growing in the amount of time that people are spending on it. I don't have these numbers for 2021 yet, but I can tell you that TikTok was the most downloaded app on Christmas Day of 2021. And it is projected to reach 1.5 billion monthly active users in 2022. So TikTok's not going anywhere. It's only going to continue to grow. If you're new on TikTok, I encourage you to check out hashtags. You can use these for inspiration and for research, just to kind of see what is trending, what's out there. And you should also add them to your own video posts to increase your discoverability. Hashtag participation is key. If you can use trending or branded hashtags to create visibility, it'll help create virality. And I just want to show you the power of hashtags as far as views goes. So again, I have a few different examples based on what industry you might be in. This is for pet stores, and you can see the hashtag pets of TikTok has 32.7 billion views. So there's just all sorts of engagement going on with these, all sorts of views happening. I have seen local pet stores that have both TikTok and Instagram. And on Instagram, they may have around 1,000 followers, and on TikTok, they have around 100,000 followers. So we're just seeing a really big difference in following and engagement. So search for hashtags to get a feel of what's out there. Some more examples for you. If you're a clothing boutique, hashtag OOTD or outfit of the day is a big one for influencers and businesses alike. So you can use the branded hashtags, but you can also use smaller hashtags, quote unquote, like more local to your area. So maybe it's hashtag whatever town you're in, hashtag your store name, as well as big brands. So for Toy Store, if there is a popular brand that a lot of people are coming in and asking about, regardless of what store you are, but for example, fidgets, or any certain brand that's really popular, you can search that hashtag and see what's out there as well. But yeah, hashtags are a great way to increase your discoverability and also to find some inspiration. Some TikTok trends. So behind the scenes is cool because it gives your viewer an exclusive VIP feel. They feel like they're a part of your business, like they're getting an inside look. A lot of times I will hear people ask, oh, does anybody really care what I'm doing behind the scenes, or does anybody really care what I'm doing personally? And the answer is yes. People buy from people. So people want to know you as the business owner. They want to see what it's like in your life, what a day in your life in regards to your business or even personally is like. This type of content creates connection. It creates relatability. It strengthens the relationship and it builds trust. So in this case, we are packing an order, and that's just what the TikTok is. It's just showing how this particular business packs an order. But this could also be opening and closing procedures, stocking shelves or setting up a display, or even buying at a market. Another trend is expert tips. Sharing industry tips helps your customer love their purchase or even feel more comfortable about making their purchase if they haven't made a purchase yet. This tip here was to add vodka to water to keep stems straight from a florist. I would have never known that. I thought that was super cool. And I just want to point out too that if you have like a tip or some sort of knowledge that you would think that you think is maybe too easy or that everybody knows, don't assume that they do, because chances are just because it seems like common knowledge to you doesn't mean that it is. And even providing just simple little tips can really be a huge value add. Another trend is video replies. Instagram is introducing this too. You may not have it yet. They just kind of started to roll it out. But you can actually reply directly to a comment with a video. So in this case, somebody had commented on this business's previous post asking if they could showcase the raccoons, and that's exactly what they did. They replied to the comment. And when you go to film that video, the comment just kind of lives on your screen right there, and you can record right underneath it. This is also particularly helpful if you're getting questions. So if somebody asks you a question, you can actually get right on video and just answer that person almost as if you were face to face. So it's creating that humanized content, again, building that trust and really creating that relationship. And this is neat for your viewer because whoever's comment you're responding to, they feel like they're kind of getting a shout out. It makes them feel special. And it also helps to answer any questions that other people might be wondering as well, because chances are if one person asked it, other people have the same question. So I have some more content ideas for you, depending on what your store is. As we talked about, of course, you can showcase new arrivals. You can show how-tos or product demos. So maybe it's how to properly clean your cat's litter box, or how to assemble the new radio control car, or how to style this sweater. Collections, so you can show collections of different colors, new product collections, or customer photos, customers using your products, a day in the life, intro to you and your business, staff picks or favorite products. So how can you get your staff involved? Bust miss, the difference between X and Y, and time-lapse videos. So these are all ideas to use time-lapse videos, again, just depending on what store you have. You can film time-lapse videos both in app on Instagram and TikTok, as well as outside of the apps in your camera. I might recommend doing it outside of the app, so that way you can edit it in your camera roll and then post it to both. But people like time-lapse videos. You know, this is like that real content. It's more raw. They get to see what it's like in your life. So we have building a flower bouquet, assembling a toy or product, grooming a dog, accessorizing an outfit, merchandising a new display, packing an order, or opening the store in the morning. So try these ideas and see how your audience responds. I will show you an example of a time-lapse video. This florist was building a box of bouquets to be delivered to a wedding.
Jay wedding with me. First, we need to add some tissue paper. These wedding flowers are so dreamy. Bride's bouquet. Bridesmaids.
So it goes the whole way through until the order is completely packed, and you can see the video replies that she got on this time-lapse video. So people were asking for prices on the package. I was about to order until I realized you were in Australia. Packing the order like that showed people what they would get if they became a customer. So the business owner really put the viewer in the customer's shoes. Alrighty, so I have some favorite content ideas for you. These are just content ideas that I've come across that I really liked and I thought might give you some inspiration. So trend predictions. This Marrow Fine jeweler did 2022 engagement ring predictions. And this is cool because customers feel they're ahead of the trends and it gets them excited to buy these products. Now, obviously, with the new year having just happened, this one was kind of time sensitive to that, but you could also do this seasonally if it makes sense for your business. And you can see the comments that are generated from this. Can you do a recap of 2021? And then in the middle, they say, I need a link to that bottom band. So people are excited and they're actually asking for more content, asking for product information. And even if they're not buying right away, it's still generating that engagement. This is another cute one. It's a unique way to promote a sale. So let me show you this one. This is from Berry Loon. It's a little gift shop in the UK. like how they put the sales stickers next to everything that's on sale. So they're obviously featuring what is on sale so customers know that information, but it also has that behind the scenes aspect for that kind of more humanized, exclusive look. All right, this is another one actually from the same business that I think is also really cute.
Daisy. Zoe. Just having a hug. Amy, where are you? Dude. Hi, Zoe. Guys.
So you can see that one little like linen kind of stuffed toy is the sole focus of that reel, but just a fun way to promote the product, creates a lot of engagement. An entertainment first approach has become the most effective way for brands to resonate. It's memorable. It takes a human approach, it connects and converts. And again, you can see the comments here. I just love your Insta, you make the best videos. So even if they're not buying right away, they're going to think of you whenever they are going to make a purchase like that because you made an impact, because it was memorable. Alrighty, so I want to share some ways that you can save time. I know that you're all small business owners. I know that you don't have a lot of time, and creating these videos can take some time. This is something that Crystal touches on in that free training that I've mentioned as well, but just kind of really quick, I wanted to run through these. Creating a shot list and a caption bank, so knowing ahead of time what you're going to take pictures or videos of and having those captions ready to go. Batch creating your content. So can you set aside some time either at the beginning of every month or at the beginning of every week to create all of your content for that month or that week? Scheduling posts or uploading a post and then saving it in your drafts and posting it in real time. So you can do all of the editing and everything ahead of time. And then that way in your moment, in your day-to-day routine, you can just go in and post it. Creating user-generated content. So getting your audience involved. Can you host some sort of contest and ask your audience to submit images or videos of them using your products? Not only does that help create engagement and exposure and build excitement, but you're also saving yourself time in the future by curating user-generated content. And delegate. So it really is about who, not how. Have someone on your team and or hire somebody to create for you. These are two websites you can check out if you were looking to hire outside help. You just can't not show up on these platforms. It really is a huge missed opportunity if you don't. You need to be creating content, and it's going to be a lot easier if you have somebody dedicated to it. Ideally, you do want somebody in store with you because you want to be creating that authentic in-store content that is unique to you as the business owner and your business. But if that doesn't make sense, then you can also hire somebody outside. This is something that people often ask us about. How can they grow their audience? You can partner with influencers. You can advertise. This is generally going to be the fastest way. Using trends or music. If you're using popular trends or music, you generally will be favored in the algorithm. Cross promote. So posting on your other social media, posting on your in-store signage, linking your Instagram handles or your social media handles and your emails, and as well as on in-store materials. Using hashtags to increase your discoverability, using cover photos on your videos. So on Instagram with Reels, you have the option to upload a custom cover photo, but on TikTok you don't, but you can select a snapshot from your video that you can use as a cover photo. So making sure that the cover photo is appealing. Generally, cover photos that feature people will get more views just because people tend to perform well in content. So you'll get more stops to view that content if a person is in it. Recording and editing in the app. As I mentioned, these apps want you to use their apps, so they do favor accounts that are using the different features that are available to you within the apps. So that's going to help boost your performance in the algorithm and get you more exposure. And don't post a TikTok to Instagram. You want to make sure you're uploading the videos separately. especially with TikTok, if you download a video after you've posted it, it has the TikTok watermark on it, and Instagram doesn't like that. So make sure that you're doing those separately. Alrighty, so this was a crash course on why short form video content is so powerful and examples of how it's working. It is without a doubt going to be top performing content for marketers in 2022. If you still want more, which I hope you do, because I want you to feel confident with these tools and how you can use them to grow your business, Reels and TikTok should be a part of your strategy, but there are, of course, other social media platforms as well. Facebook is not dead. Leveraging shopping on Facebook and Instagram is also going to be big in 2022. So I have a really phenomenal conference for you. Best Marketing Conference of 2022 for retailers. It is hosted by us at Crystal Media. As I said, we did it last year and we just got raving reviews. I will be speaking there. Other members of the Crystal Media team will be speaking there, and we will have a number of expert guest speakers as well. You really don't want to miss this. It is a 3-day event that's designed to arm you with social media's most effective, relevant tools, tips, and strategies to help you evolve with the shifting world of retail. So you will get big picture ideas, and you'll also get tactical things that you can walk away with that day and implement. It is recorded, so if you can't attend all 3 days, that's okay. There's also going to be a Q&A and lots of wonderful information. You do have to be an insider to attend. Our insider membership is our flagship membership program that we've had since 2012. Our members continue to renew because it really does provide so much value. We're helping you keep up with the ever-changing world of social media. We know that it's overwhelming, so we really do try to streamline it for you. If you're an insider, you will get access to training and guidance. So you have an entire portal of bite-sized training videos, and additional training on everything we talked about today, as well as lots of other stuff like email, text, Facebook, everything. You get access to our private Facebook group, which has the other insider members as well as the Crystal Media team. We're all in there offering support, inspiration, guidance, and answering questions. And you'll get clarity and confidence through our training and support on how to grow your business through social media. We've had so many retailers over the past several years tell us that we have really given them the confidence they needed and have helped change their business. So you can join for $1,197 a year or for $117 a month. It will be over $200 savings if you join yearly, but you can also join monthly. And finally, I have this free training for you. So this is a 20-minute video, just the Crystal Media 5-step posting process. And it's high-level training from Crystal that's easy to implement. It walks you through our posting process, how to create an authentic and unique social media strategy, and how to save time and bring your social media efforts together. So if you're interested in that, you can just visit crystalmediaco.com/free-training. And with that, I thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm happy to open it up for a Q&A.
Awesome job, Maddie. That was wonderful. So many great tips. And I love all the trend information on, it gives real focus. Sometimes this can be very overwhelming on, where do you start and what really works. So I think these are some really great insights and suggestions that stores can implement. I want to go ahead and open it up to everyone here with us. If you have questions specific, please feel free to come off mute and ask your question live, or you can also type it in the chat and I can access it. Maddie, if you want to stop sharing your screen, we could back out to the group and see smiley faces as well if you're on video. Anyone have any questions? You can either raise your hand or just come off mute and dive right in.
A lot of information.
I know.
All right.
I mean, I guess I can go ahead and kick it off. Are there, I know you highlighted a lot, but like sort of your bird's eye view, what would you say really makes for great content in terms of like a video? I'm sure there's kind of like check boxes that you look at to say that was a great piece of content. Like, what are some of those must do this, can't do this?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. There are kind of, as you said, a lot of different things that could make a great video, but just kind of off the top of my head, using people, as I mentioned, content with people in it does tend to perform better than content that doesn't have people in it. So if you can, I mean, ideally it would be you as the business owner on camera, but you could also recruit some employees to get on camera for you. You want the videos to be, when I say high quality, I don't mean like production quality, but you want them to not be blurry. They should have, a clear image. It should be, I guess, depending on what you're filming, you want your background to be clean. You don't want to have too much clutter in the background. Obviously, if you're showing a product display or something, there's going to be things in it, which is fine. But using music as well, you should use music, and even just like the trends, effects, like I was saying, using the different tools that Instagram and TikTok have available to you is going to help. But I'm trying to think of what else. I think that's kind of the main ones. If I think of any more, I'll definitely share them. But those are the big ones that I'm like right off the bat kind of looking for.
Those are great ones. I noticed you didn't really mention tagging that much, more so like hashtags. So is tagging still important for other accounts, or is it moving more towards like collaborations and away from kind of tagging individuals and still hashtags to cover?
Yeah. I think it depends. Like if you're going to post, let's say you're teaming up with another account, whether that be like an influencer or whatever, and you're going to collaborate on some sort of content and you're going to post basically the same thing, and your options are Instagram collaboration or just tagging the other accounts, absolutely Instagram collaboration all day. Like I said, it is still relatively new, but already we've just seen a significant difference with using that feature. But if you're, I guess it kind of just depends who you're tagging. If it makes sense to tag, then absolutely. If you're just kind of mentioning somebody in something, you can tag them. Generally, I don't recommend, I guess in my head, the thought is when people are asking me about tagging, they're usually asking if they should tag like the vendor that is on this, where they get this specific
Where they get the product, right?
So in that case, I usually recommend that you don't, just because you don't want that person who's viewing it to go to that vendor and buy, if that's an option, buy from somebody else instead. So I think, in short, if you're teaming up with someone in a collaboration perspective, then you want to use the collaboration tool. But tagging can, or maybe if you have a specific example, I could better answer the question.
No, I was just wondering, like, when it's like not great to tag, like if it's someone mentioned in a post, or if it's if your intention is just so that they see it, like, and maybe like want to reshare to their community. Like, I just didn't know if there was any code of conduct around tagging.
Yeah, no, I understand that too. I mean, and like if you're customer photos, if somebody tags you in that and you're resharing, then sure, you can tag your customers in it. I think it just depends on the usage of them, but yeah, generally, like if it's not, as long as it's not somebody else that sells your products, of the product that you're posting, then I think tagging is totally cool. Yeah, because you're also like sharing that engagement and getting that exposure that way.
My last question that I have, and then I would love to, if there's any attendee questions, is you mentioned around like the daily frequency of postings, and I know many small businesses really do struggle with like, maybe trying to keep up that frequency. And when you look at potentially outsourcing something like this, like, is there a cost expenditure range that most small businesses would incur if they wanted someone to just strictly manage their, their short form video or social media as a whole, TikTok and Instagram or whatever their primary channels are? Like, is there like an average that you see that they can, should probably assign a budget to have somebody do this, to do it effectively?
Yeah, great question. And not really. I mean, it can depend on so many things. You know, it depends on experience. It depends on how much help you need. We do have in our insider training a hiring guide. So it kind of walks you through and answers some of those questions on like what to look for, what kind of cost you should be charging. So there is more detailed training on that, but I think it's just kind of difficult to answer because there's so many different factors involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions from the group? I know it was very thorough, a lot of info.
Yeah.
Any
You can always
specific challenge?
email us too at hello@crystalmediaco.com if you do have any questions or if you want to learn more about Evolve or Insider membership, anything like that. We're always happy to help.
Kareem here. Thank you for the presentation. No real question, I guess, just a statement. I'll let you guys see my face as I am working from home, so don't mind
Hi.
this. Hello there. So for like, I do this like in my own time, like for my own self and my photo stuff, like business and just personal. Like I think I have a following on like TikTok, and like you say, it grew like kind of overnight,
Yeah.
where it does not translate to Instagram. I just have Instagram followers based off time. So for work, I work for this nonprofit, like film organization in Montclair, New Jersey, Montclair Film. So I run their socials, and they have a following based off time also, not really based off any overnight engagement. We just opened up a movie theater, which has a following just based off Montclair Film. So I was brought in to kind of like, let's be young and let's be hip and let's do all these things. But the struggle for me is like, how hip do you want to be? Because you say you want to like, you want change and you want to reach, the younger demographic, but their demographic is like 55. So it's like, you want to bring this change, but like, it's like, oh, we don't want to be too fun. And it's like, well, do you want to like bring in people? Because 55 plus, they're getting older, they're not going to be around forever,
Right.
So you have to start reaching out to some of these like younger people. And I think that's something I struggle with, just trying to like convey that message and like kind of just pushing them to like let's create something here. Like
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, it's definitely a struggle, especially if they are used to, they've been doing things the same way for so many years and they're just kind of used to that way of thinking. I think it's a tricky thing to do, but I definitely think if you can find examples for them and like actually show them like, hey, this is something that's working. This is something that the younger generation is responding to. And I think we could tweak it in this way so that it's trendier, quote unquote, but it still fits the goals of your business and the voice of your business. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's tough, but I think showing examples and kind of showing how it's working and just starting with baby steps, maybe you kind of work your way to like the trendier content, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely a struggle for a lot of businesses that are trying to kind of navigate with the way that things are shifting.
Gotcha. Thank
And
you.
this might be helpful, but in my previous life, I worked for a lifestyle brand that had a really multi-generational customer base. And where we tended to start was more attribute driven as opposed to age group driven. So we looked at the attributes that were important to the customer base and then kind of found the content that fit those attributes. So it didn't feel necessarily age specific, but really more aligned with like the value side of things or the interest side of things. And so maybe if you start there with them and just say like, what is the most important things, for your perfect customer, right? And try to tailor the content to that to start and see where you go, just see where you go and see how it kind of like affects the engagement on each age group. And if it's bringing in new people, because I think you'll attract the users who you attract regardless of age. It's really about, are they connecting with the values and the mission of, the organization and the all the things that they can do there. So maybe give that a start there with them and see if you can push them into like some more of the content you'd like to lead. but it's attribute driven.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
We do have one question in the chat. It says, this is from Jacqueline. She says, how do you feel about Reels versus regular IG videos? Sometimes you cannot fit your content in that small reel.
Yeah, great question. I would say that if it can be fit into a reel, it should be a reel, just because we're just seeing just significantly more engagement, reach, and growth from reels. But if it can't fit into a reel, it can't fit into a reel. I always say that videos should be as long as they need to be and not a second longer. So if it needs to be longer than that 60-second reel, that's fine. But do just try to keep it as short as you can, just because, you know, our attention spans are short. So just like the shorter, the better. But if you have information to say that takes longer than 60 seconds, then by all means. I hope that helps.
Jackie, was that helpful, or did you have any other follow-up questions for that?
Yes, it was helpful. I'm sorry. I thought you could hear me before. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah,
We
we
can
can
hear you.
I took off my headset. That was helpful. I also, for Montclair Film, I heard the comment, and I think what might be, I mean, not to do, I know we're talking about reels today, but I think with some of the movies that Montclair Film has, it might be a good idea to do a Facebook event, because a movie is an event. Why not? You know, you're showing up. That's what I used to do in a previous town that I worked for when we had a movie theater. There were some showings that were different than others that would do really well as an event on Facebook, but didn't really work on Instagram and vice versa. I mean, for us, most of our content works absolutely on Instagram. We're not a big Facebook group, but when I have an event, of course I run to Facebook too, so I could share the event in all the different groups. So I think when you have a movie or a dinner or a show, and you're not thinking of it as an event because it's not big. It's not a big event. We're not closing streets. It's still an event. So you should treat that like you would any type of event and share it on Facebook so it could go into groups. And I know that's not what we're talking about today, but I think that might be a good idea for you.
Oh no, Facebook is not like, we have the following on Facebook.
Oh, you do.
That generation, they love it.
Okay, awesome.
They're all over Facebook.
Okay, got you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. Well, we're past 11, so I appreciate everyone for hanging around and joining us today. Maddie, thank you so much for participating in our sessions and sharing all of your wonderful knowledge with us. I know I learned a lot. I always do on our and if anyone would let you know, please feel free to reach out to Maddie, or you can contact us and we'll connect you so that you can join Crystal Media's insider program, or just learn more about what they have to offer and take a look at potentially joining them for their Evolve conference. I think that sounds very, very interesting and informative. So thanks again so much for joining us for our collective calls. Again, we'll meet next in, I guess, February, second Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m. So you know where to find us. And I'll send out details prior so you can register and see who our next guest speaker is. Thanks so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Maddie. Bye, all.